What's up everyone, I'm Toby. Silver Fox Disc Golf coming at you with a couple putters because I need to be putting. As I mentioned in my videos before, I need to be practicing, so I thought I'd get a couple practice putts in before I start my round and share with you guys what I'm out here to do today. Also, putting with a brand new Nomad putter from MVP. Gotta say, I'm liking this putter a ton. Nice beaded putter, got a great feel to it. Reminds me a lot of this West Side Crown, so enjoying putting with that. So what are we out here to do today? Well, a little bit of background first. I was traveling this week for work out of New York City, and believe it or not, there's no disc golf out of New York. I thought, Central Park, like there might be something out there to play. There's none. So I decided to watch a little content while I had some downtime. And one of the videos I watched that I'll link down below was from Robbie with a strategy for beginners to attempt to shoot their lowest scores. That's pretty meaningful for me because that's what I'm trying to do. And so I tuned in and checked it out. And I highly recommend you check it out before I get started because I don't want to give away too much to his content, but I wanted to put his strategy to the test. So go ahead and check it out. I'm going to putt a little bit, and then when you come back, we'll get started. Oh, hey, welcome back. Good video, right? So there's 2 points to the video that were really important. I guess I would call it the attack hole play for par strategy. So Robbie's point was, you identify holes on the course that you can attack for a birdie, and every other hole you play with par in mind, i.e. you break down the hole in a different way and attack the hole with a strategy that lets you get par every time. You work from the basket backwards. So I thought about this strategy, and I did what any good tech bro would do. I opened up my laptop and I started a spreadsheet, and I took my 28, now 29 rounds here at Ralph Williamson Memorial, and I broke them all down by hole. And it was a little challenging because there's been 2 separate formats here at the course. There's been a 20-hole format before the construction, and now there's a post-construction format. So I broke it down into 2 separate groups, and I took a look at my average scores on the holes. And there are 4 holes that I can attack and 14 that I should play for par. What are those holes? And hole 2, my lowest scoring average hole on the course. And hole 10 with the new pin placement. And hole 17 with the current pin placement, although it's a little tricky. And so with that strategy, the rest of the holes, I go for par. So we're gonna put the strategy to the test today. Robbie C, can you help me shoot my lowest score ever at Ralph Williamson? We're gonna see. So come on, let's play around. Hole 3, 258 feet down the tunnel here. Got to fade it out to the left. This is the first hole where my strategy changes. Usually I'd grab my river, I'd try to hug the right-hand side, get a nice little fade at the end, and sometimes I'm in position for a birdie. Oftentimes though, here in the trees. So rather than throw the river, if I'm gonna follow Robbie C's strategy, I'm gonna take this Nomad, I threw it on the first hole, I'm gonna throw it here. My goal on this hole is to get it down to the end of the gap. That gives me a look at the basket. It's a safe second putt, so I can be aggressive, but I'll be okay with a 3. Let's see what happens. Okay, so Robbie C, so far I gotta say thumbs up. Had that been the river, I probably would have ended up in those trees. The stability of the putter allowed me to get right there. Okay, challenging long second putt. I call that probably 40 feet, but I have a direct look at the basket, and sometimes I'm stuck in those trees. All right, hole 4, another change of strategy. Normally I take a river or a mall and I try to get really pinpoint accurate. There's kind of a bush in the middle. It's really an ideal aiming point, but it gives you a tough second shot. And what happens? Well, sometimes I pull it, a little grip lock, if you will. Oftentimes I get it up a little too high, it fades out, I'm off to the left with no view of the basket. So today, I'm gonna throw the Nomad, and I'm gonna try to put it right. Let's take a second to catch our breath, and let's put it there. Even a little better than expected. Oh, that's on me. Hole 5, 267 feet, right behind me. Slight strategy change. Again, I'll throw a river sometimes, something with a little bit of fade, but I end up fading really hard with a hard second shot. Usually I can say par here though. I'm gonna go with the MD1, a little more stable. Hopefully give me a better second look. Hole 6, through the gap under that tree over there. This is by average my lowest scoring hole on the course. It's a doozy. It takes some work for me, and usually I'm scoring a 4. My average, this hole has never changed. It's over 29 rounds, my average is over a par. So we're gonna throw the river out there, try to put it on a little anhyzer, see what happens. What I am learning from this hole is you need to be on the right, so let's try to get it over there. Okay, we're gonna be in a little trouble here. This is not the line for this hole. Trouble. I should have a look there for bogey, but this is gonna be a tough bogey, and this is where the strategy blew up, but I didn't throw what I was supposed to off the tee. Hello, sunshine. All right, that double hurts a little bit. I don't have an attack hole until hole 10. Only got 2 more attack holes left, so it's gonna be hard to make up that stroke, but we're gonna try to do it. Slight change of strategy here on 7. It is 279 feet, so we're gonna go with the Mako 3, a little less glide, and I'm hoping I can keep it right in the center. That is probably the best tee shot I've had on 7. That was just nice, smooth, and straight. I hope you can see it on the video. The Mako just held a firm, straight line. I love that disc. Interesting decision-making time now. Robbie C, what do I do? This is the closest I've ever been to this basket. This is probably the only birdie chance I've ever had on this hole. I'd say that's 22 to 25 feet. I'd like to attack it. It slopes down on the back. OB, where the trail is, it's a pretty aggressive putt. I'm a little nervous looking at it. I'm gonna do 2 things. I'm gonna play the safe strategy, and I'm gonna lay up with the Nomad and take the 3, but I'm gonna use the crown for an aggressive putt and go at it and see if there was a birdie in my future. That's okay. Extreme close up. stand in front of the trash can. Hole 8, 348 feet. This hole also has never changed. I think I average about a 3.3 on this hole. I'll put it right here from my spreadsheet. I don't think my strategy changes all that much on this hole. I think there's one slight change. I'm going to attack it with the crave, try to get out there sort of in the middle in front of the gap where the basket sits up in the woods. It's uphill, so my strategy changes on shot 2. I'm actually going to try to ensure that I leave it short. Being uphill, I've had some wicked rolls down the hill, and a 3 has turned into a 5 really quick. We're playing for a 3, we're playing for par. Got to make some strategy changes. All right, going to be sure to leave it short. All right, Mike's saying his par, I better sink mine. Hole 9, 243 feet, straight up the gap there. It's never changed. I've gotten a couple birdies here, and they're awesome. But I think if I'm really gonna think strategy for play to par, I should probably throw the Mako 3 or maybe the Nomad. I think I'm gonna go Mako 3, just given that great shot on 7. Try to get it to kind of lay out there in the gap and give me a look at the basket. It's not an excuse. The sun shined right in my eyes right as I was throwing it. This doesn't end up too bad. I actually have a shot, so I think I can still save a par. Gotta get a good skip. All right, my first attack hole since hole 2. Hole 10 with the new pin placement. It's about 250 feet downhill. Can normally get a pretty decent shot with the MD1 if I avoid that tree there slightly to the right. Can throw it over that way and let it fade in. It usually ends up pretty good. Hole 11, 384 feet, slight strategy change. I want to go down that gap there. What I've learned on this hole with a new pin placement a little further out is you need to stay right. If you fade out to the left, you can't see the basket. For me, I got to do some weird hyzer thing that doesn't usually give me a great look. So I'm going to go Mako 3. I'm going to try to just get it straight through. Leave me somewhere on the right. Pretty good look here to the basket right beside that tree there. I have a look. What I've noticed is when I put a crave on hyzer, I get a huge skip. It kind of goes downhill away from the basket there. So I'm gonna throw the MD1 again on a little bit of hyzer and see if I can get it to sit more around the basket. Almost said bucket. Too much. It's a bummer. All right, I got a little work for a par. Hole 12, don't know the footage offhand because it's kind of a temporary new hole. Put it right here. Gonna go Mako 3 and just try to keep it safe. Actually, I'm not. We're gonna go Nomad. Hole 12, footage here, Nomad. Man with dogs, you know, probably wouldn't throw it there if he wasn't there. Probably will if he is. Okay, this is a little bit of a funky shot because of that tree. And try to throw the Nomad, maybe with a little bit of anhyzer. Get it up there, stay under the basket. You can see it goes uphill. I think I can do that. You never know. That had my heart like bumpity bump bump. It's nice. Hole 13, temporary new hole, and in some rough dirt. River play is a little bit of fade on it, top of the hill. This is a challenging par 3 as it plays. It's long, it's uphill, it's a big turn. So I got to get on top of that hill there, and I need to get close on my second shot. Try to get the MD1 up there. Just try to get it up there underneath and play the snot for a bogey. Hole 14 is about 350 feet. Normally I'd throw a crave or a river, get it way out there. Oftentimes I end up down in the bushes. So I'm gonna try to just throw the MD1, keep it straight out there, good look. It'll add some distance for my second shot, but I hope to have a better straight shot to the basket. Back 9, protein snack time. That's for you, Nate. Which is kind of funny. I feel like I know you because I watch so many of your videos. Your face on the screen, but I like your back 9 snack time. And it's a good time for a snack. I guess I'd say this is like 125 feet. I need to get one of those little zoomy things. Anyways, I'm gonna take the Nomad and just try to get something straight and flat on the right-hand side. It tends to stuff. A little bit of a hill here. Try to get it close. Hole 15, 234 feet to a slightly new placement, a little more forgiving. But this is a tough one with the low-hanging trees, etc. I feel like I should get a birdie here, but I'm playing it to par. Yeah, this one's kind of scary. It drops off behind the basket. I'd love to attack with this putt, so safe Nomad layup. Let's try to be aggressive with the crown, see what happens. See if there would have been a birdie out there for me. Scary, yeah. Way down the hill. You can see they cut up the tree that had been down. Hole 16, 243 feet out that way. It's in a nice visible pin placement. I feel I should be able to get it right there, but usually what happens is I throw something that fades off, and that's some OB over there actually with a path. So I'm gonna go Nomad again. It feels like Robbie C's strategy has me throwing my putter a lot, which is fine. His strategy helped me save a par there on 15. So it's definitely working on some holes, and where it's blown up has been me, not him. His strategy doesn't say throw in a tree 3 times. Let's check it out and see what happens. Okay. Good position for a par. Kind of on a hill here. I feel stable, you probably don't. Okay, so this is one where the strategy is going to make a difference. And it's got me thinking about how I played this hole. My last video, I threw something past and kind of to the left, and there's a hill there, and it rolled a bit, and there's some OB pretty close. I'm going to lay one up short, and then I'll be aggressive with the crown again. Both worked out pretty well. Both will be for par. Hole 17 is 258 feet with the new pin placement kind of in the middle there. You'll know this hole is my nemesis. There's still a sidewinder somewhere in here, and I swear I'm gonna find it, or someone is. The play for me is to throw it out on a nice hyzer line with the crave, but I gotta get it out in the right space. And normally when I do that, I've got a chance at a birdie. Let's just put it in the right spot and attack this hole. Kind of an aggressive putt for birdie, but it's an attack hole, so I gotta go for it, right? I have a line, it's downhill, it's right under that tree. Both, I'm gonna attack. The nomad is the play here. Oh. Hole 18 is 372 feet. I normally try to throw a river out there, get it on some anhyzer, have it come back, give me a good line. Oftentimes, I throw it out nice and straight, so then it fades, ends up kind of being down there on what is the fairway for 8, and it's a tough shot. So I'm changing my strategy, Robbie. Mako 3, I just want to get it out there on a nice straight line and give me a good look at the basket for my second shot. Still saw a lot of fade on that, but it's going to be a playable shot. Got a nice line, so we're going nomad, a little bit of hyzer out to the right. Hopefully get it sit right on top of that hill where the basket is. So how did Robbie C's play for par attack hole strategy work for me? Well, pretty good. Let's take a look at my round. I shot a 3 over, and that's a good round for me. It's not my best score on my home course, but that's a really good score. I identified 4 attack holes, 1, 2, 10, and 17, and I started off really strong. I birdied 1 and 2 and was feeling pretty good. I got to hole 3 and I changed my strategy using my nomad for my drive, and I had a really great shot, a great look, and I got a par. And then I got to 4, and I missed an easy putt, so I bogeyed, played 5 well, and then I got to 6. Hole 6 is definitely challenging for me. I tried to throw my river with some anhyzer. I threw it straight, it was in the trees, I had no look, and before you knew it, I had a double bogey. Would I change my strategy on that hole? I probably would. I think maybe I'd throw my MD1 and I'd try to just get it out there straight and maybe not worry about getting it to the right. Throwing it with anhyzer gets me in my head and I think about how to try to turn it over, and I'm just not quite there yet. So I need to think about my strategy on hole 6. But then I parred 4 holes in a row. Unfortunately, one of those was hole 10, which was an attack hole for me. I threw my drive a little high, it faded off at the end, and I did not leave myself with a very great shot. I played the other holes well. Bogey on 11, bogey on 13, some makeable putts, and then I parred the rest of the holes to finish out. So 3 over is pretty good. If I get a birdie on one of my other 2 attack holes, if I only get a bogey on 6, and if I make that putt on 4, well, now I'm looking at an even par round, and that's pretty darn good. I'd love to get under par. It's gonna take a little bit of work for me. But I love the strategy. Robbie C, you're onto something, and I think this is gonna help beginners shoot a better round. It definitely changed how I approached a couple of holes, and I got pars on those holes. And I noticed they were easy pars instead of trying to go for an aggressive birdie. So I may change my tack on those, I may not. I'd like to get a little bit better such that I could actually be going for a birdie on hole 3. Hole 4 would be probably tough. Hole 5 should be birdieable. There's a handful that I could get a birdie on. Most of my birdie opportunities are on the front 9, so I need to maximize my opportunity there and then play for par on the back 9. But I had fun doing it. I only used these 6 discs, but I played a really great round. I threw my new putter, the Nomad, a lot, which by the way I love. It's a very nice putter. I threw the Crown a couple more times, and I threw the Mako 3 a lot. I'm really liking that disc. I definitely would recommend it in a bag for a beginner. So I had a good time trying out the strategy. I'm probably gonna do it again, probably in between another 3-disc round, so stay tuned. I really enjoyed doing it. Robbie C, thanks for the great content, as always. Give me something to think about. And thanks for tuning in. And as always, like and subscribe if you want. And if you don't, I don't care. Thank you.